What's going on, guys? It's Gino here, coming at you with a updated Burning Abyss deck profile. I put a lot of testing into this deck, tried it out a lot, and I feel that this list is the best list for now, for me as well, and I hope for you guys too. So let's get right into it. So of course we play the one tour guide. Explanatory. If you guys don't know what tour guide does, when she is normal summoned, she special summons a level 3 fiend monster from your deck. And its effects are negated. So if tour guide is summoned a Burning Abyss, the Burning Abyss does not die because you control another monster that is not Burning Abyss, because her effects, the effects are negated. So for the Burning Abyss, you have triple Skarm. Skarm searches tour guide. So when Skarm sent the graveyard, so if you guys don't know what the Burning Abyss does, if you control no spell and traps, you may special summon them. And then when they are normal, and then when they are sent to grave, they get effects. But if you special summon them, they will not get effects that turn. So Skarm, if she was just normal summon or sent to grave, on end phase searches a fiend monster. So you can search tour guide, which is a level 3 fiend monster, which is really good. And then for the other three ofs, we play triple Farfa. Farfa is really good because when you have Beatrice, it helps disrupt plays. And sometimes this deck is not a big attack for game. It's not a big OTK deck. It's basically just a control deck. So you summon Dante, Beatrice, have your hand traps, and set up to control the game. So when you have Beatrice, this helps. But like a lot of times, you want to push for extra damage. So having Farfa and using Farfa and Grave to banish your opponent's monster to end phase will just help you push for that extra damage. And then this is spicy. This, not a lot of people do, but I really enjoy this, is triple Barbar. So Barbar is you banish 3 Burning Abyss monsters, and you burn your opponent for 900 each, for each Burning Abyss. No, for 900 total. A lot of people play this at 1, a lot of people play this at 2. I remember when Noah Green won Nats, he said I like this at 2. But Barbar is really, really good because this deck, like I said, does not push for game. So just those little burns, and once in a while, helps you. And a lot of times, like what I'll do is, if you already have a Beatrice on field, and you have a tour guide in hand, you activate the tour guide to special summon Barbar. Barbar is the biggest Burning Abyss round, so that you probably play. There's probably bigger ones or whatever, but you attack for the damage you give, and one way or the other, if the Barbar dies, you will kill them, and this happens to me very, very much. And I find Barbar really good. Just the fact he's a big attack, and the burn for 900 for game. Barbar for game has happened so many times. It's a suckish way to lose, and I'm sure your opponent doesn't like it, but it helps secure games and is really, really good. And not just that, you play Nightmare Shark in this game. So I'll show later a combo. If you detach this, you burn your opponent. You attack your opponent for 29 damage, which is a lot to take to the face. And then for the 2 ofs, we have double Alish. Double Alish is most likely targets to negate a monster effect, which is good because when, like against Spiral too, if they summon double Helix, you can activate Beatrice, and they don't have Resort, of course, because Resort doesn't. Well, Resort is just broken because you can't target, but it doesn't have Resort. You can activate Beatrice and Alish, and then negate Helix for the turn, which always helps. And then double Libic. Libic's really good because sometimes you can go for game with this deck, but you have to special summon a bunch of Burning Abyss. You have to fill your field. But if you have a Beatrice, your Burning Abyss will die. So this is good because if this was sent, you can special summon your Burning Abyss monsters, and its effects are negated permanently, not just for the turn. So you can special summon them without them dying. And then for the 1-ofs, we play 1 Rubik for the Virgil play, or D-Barrier, because D-Barrier does really hurt this deck. But at least you have the Virgil. 1 Calcap. Calcap is really good for a name. It's a 1400, so it's the second highest one, but it's good because it bounces. It only bounces your back row, but sometimes bouncing that back row can cost you. If that's a mirror force and that's the only thing stopping you, well, Calcap's really good because you can bounce it. And then for the other one, of course, we have 1 Graph and 1 Seer. In my opinion, Seer is the best one, but Graph is really good to start off plays. Grip, they're at 1, but anyways, so 1 Graph, 1 Seer. That's it for the Burning Abyss. Now, for the other monsters, we play triple Fiendish Rhino. This card is, in my opinion, really, really good because If it's centigrade, you send a fiend type monster, and not just that, it protects your fiend monsters from battle and card effects. So sometimes if they debury you or something, you can just summon a Rhino and a Burning Abyss and keep your Burning Abyss. And not just that, I play kaijus in this deck. So when they use Slumber or they kaiju you kaiju your Beatrice. Well, having the Rhino just enables you to keep your make your standard plays without them dying. Because having a kaiju on your board with just 5 BAs in hand kind of sucks. And then for the other monsters, these are the hand traps. Play 1 Maxi, the God card himself. Triple Ash, because best card right now. I love this card. It helps so much. Double Ogre. I didn't want to play 3 because I didn't like milling it, because I feel that when I had 3 I just milled too many hand traps. And you want to keep this deck to a certain extent of cards. So I figured 2 is good, and then the Ghost Ogre is not as good as it was like Diagram Draco format. So I figured 2 was the right amount. And then, yeah, that's it for the hand traps. Now for the kaijus, we play 1 Dogeron and 1 Humongous. I do have Gamma Seal in here, but yesterday at Locals, I was stolen from my Gamma Seal, so I don't have it for the video today. But you play 1 Humongous, 1 Dogeron, and 1 Gamma Seal for the Slumber play. And for the last monster, I play Shaddoll Dragon in the main deck. So Shaddoll Dragon is really good because it's back row removal. When it's sent to grave, it destroys a spell and trap on the field. And not just that, what's cool about it is if you flip it, you bounce your opponent's monster. So sometimes that's really, really good because, I don't know, just bouncing your opponent's monsters, I don't know, I didn't think the second effect would actually work that well, but sometimes you'll just have a Beatrice, you'll have this in hand because you don't want to draw this, but if you do, and I'll just set it, they'll attack into it, and then you'll bounce your monster, and then you go off, right? So, but it's mostly used for the spell and trap removal. And then for the spells, I play double Twin Twister and double Cosmic Cyclone. Because Resort, the Pendulum Magicians, a bunch of things. I figured this was perfect. I didn't like playing 3 Twin Twisters because sometimes you do want to banish your opponent's spell and traps. So like Purple Poison, Double Iris, Black Fang, stuff like that. And Pendulum Magician and Pen Magician is very big right now, at least at my locals. For the other spells, 1 Interrupted Kaiju Slumber, 1 Regeki, 1 Dark Hole, and 1 Foolish Burial. These are pretty much all at one, so they're explanatory. I really like, so this deck is made to go second, so it's, you want that extra card. So the goal of this deck, like really the dream, like we say, is to open 2 hand traps, a board wipe, and 3 BAs, right? So that's like the goal, right? That's what you want, because you can stop your opponent and then just continue to control the game by there. So to conclude that, I have triple evenly match in the main. This card is absolutely amazing. Insane. Like, I don't know why this card's a thing. Because a lot of times, not just that, a lot of times you will only control or a Beatrice or a Dante. Because you don't have any back row, really. But, like, you only control a Beatrice or a Dante. So, even if you activate this, and then, like, they have a full field of stuff, well, this will protect you and banish his face down. It's insane. This card is absolutely insane. And then the other card that I play at 2, a lot of people don't like it, I like it, is double Storming Mirror Force. So, the thing is, sometimes you'll have a Dante, and you only have a Dante, you can't make the Beatrice because you don't have 3, and then you won't have anything really to protect yourself, and then sometimes that Storming just comes in and helps you so much, because most people don't estimate that you're playing like back row, like Stormings in BA. They really don't think about it. But like sometimes if you don't have this and they just attack your Dante, they will go for game. OTK is really easy because you can add back the Seer, but if you can't get it out or summon back anything, well, the Storming comes in really clutch. And like I played a Invoke yesterday at Locals, and this card absolutely won me the game. I dropped both times in game 3, and he kept attacking, and then just storming his stuff, and then just kept poking and poking, and then, of course, Barbar for game. And then the 1 Skill Drain. Skill Drain is destructive. It's really, really good, because Dante mills for cost, Beatrice pitches for cost, so, not pitches like doesn't send, but detaches for cost, so this card is really, really good, and then you make Acid Golem and everything, so, yeah. It's a 45 card main deck, because I believe that if you keep milling, you're going to run out of cards. And I think at 45 is perfect, and you open quite consistently. Now for the extra deck, of course, the man, the myth, the legend, Triple Dante, Traveler of the Burning Abyss, self-explanatory. If you do not know what this card does, detach, mill up to 3 cards, and gain 500 attack for each. That's how you get your BAs engraved, like Graf, Seer, Skarm, and all that, to get their effects. And then also you can summon Beatrice. So Beatrice, by discarding a Burning Abyss, you can overlay it on top of Dante. And Beatrice is really, really good because you can detach and send any card to grave. So not just that, you can send Slumber, you can send monsters that need to disrupt, you send a bunch of things. And like a lot of times I will send Barbar and burn people for game with this card. It is good, that's why it's at 1. For the other XCs, I play double Breaksword because if you get cherries, and then not just that, this card is really, really good. It just outs certain things that you can't out with just Dante. If they have like a big monster, like a Blue Eyes or something that you just can't out, not Chaos Max of course, well you can just target your own stuff and pop them, which is really good. And then I play 1 Acid Golem, of course, to get over big stuff, and the skill drain play, 1 Levier. I was debating about this card, but this card is really good because I've seen a lot of times where I would be playing against Trickstars, and they would activate Reincarnation, banishing my Seer from my hand, or a Graf or something, which you really want in this. Like, you really want your Seer and Graf. So I would summon this, special back my Seer, and then Seer would die. But anyways, this card is really, really good. And then 1 Dynamite Shark for games. This card is... I love this card. Like, that's what I said. If you have a Barbar under this, a lot of times we'll detach the Barbar, burn them for 900, and then attack for 2000, which will be 2900 damage, which is a lot of damage to take. And then for the last 6E, 1 Grand Pulse. Grand Pulse is really good because you can just pop back row. You can pop cards that somebody flipped, I think Soul Drain or Mind Drain, the one that negates graveyard effects, Resort, everything. This is really good, and it has a 2800 defense. So big booty, very good. And then for the Synchros, 1 Virgil, really good. Don't go into it that much, but still really good. And then 1 Pilgrim for the fusions, and 1 Buster. So if you guys don't know what Pilgrim and Virgil do, Virgil pitches to shuffle back a card, and Pilgrim pitches a BA to draw 1. And then, of course, I have Dragon Buster and Double Helix for cherries targets. And this card, Borlo Dragon. So Borlo Dragon is absolutely insane, because a lot of times there will be cards, big cards, that you cannot out just with standard Burning Abyss, like Chaos Max, a lot of things. And this card is really good because if you open like 3 BAs and you're trying to get rid of something that you can't necessarily get rid with just Beatrice, you can summon this, special all of them, or normal, whatever, and then make Borload. And then Borload is just, in my opinion, the best Link monster in the game right now. So, definitely play this at 1 because it's easy to spam out monsters in BA if you have 4 of them in hand, of course. And this card is absolutely nuts, and that's why I put it at 1. That's it for the extra deck, so now go off to the side deck. So we play triple Vanity's Fiend. This card's really good. I like this card a lot against Lightsworn. Lightsworn's big in my locals, so and Lightsworn destroys this deck because Snow's a thing. This deck will lose the Book of Moon and everything, but Vanity's Fiend's really good because if you opt to go first, summon Vanity's Fiend, a lot of decks are hurt by that. So anyways, triple Vanity's Fiend's triple cherries because Buster and Helix are a thing, and I don't know if you guys watch YCS Melbourne, but cherries won Ryan Levine's game 1. Shout out to Ryan Levine, good win there. So triple cherries. And then for the spells, 1 Twister, 1 Causing for the spell heavy matchups, and where you want to see this card, so Pendulum, Paleo, stuff like that. That's it for the spells. And then 1 Imperial Order, because you don't play that many spells in this deck, and sometimes this card is just destroys an opponent. The opponent like opens 5 spells and they just can't do anything, right? And then for the other traps, Triple Strike. I'm debating whether to put a warning, but I think I like this because I like negating monster effects. But I might put 1 warning and 2 strikes, and of course triple anti-spell. Because what's really good is like sometimes, so if you want to go second with this deck, but with your side deck, you can opt to side in to go first when you want to go first. And then you'll catch your opponent off guard. So if you go, I want to go second, and then you side in, and you lost that game, of course, and then they would side for going first, and then you side for going first, so that always helps. So yeah, so that's my new updated Burning Abyss deck profile. I hope you guys liked the video. Be sure to like, subscribe, share, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.